Wiggy time on the fly. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Sean Wiggins. We're going right into this. We're going back to March 4th, 2006. This is ABC Pro Wrestling. And the garbage you see in the ring right now, that's Joey Image with the red bandana. You might know him from his Goof podcast or his Goof Twitter. He's wrestling a guy named Deep. There I am in the blonde. Gotta miss my blonde hair. I got it back. There is disgusting human Rob Finkelstein carrying Dana Damison back. There's Alicia in the ring. Alicia a lot more talented than people gave her credit for. Johnny D's yapping. So I'm slowly gonna just... There we go. Johnny D now calling out Joey Image to wrestle his man Devious. And there's Joey Image. And there's Devious in the mask and the chain. Joey... Look at this goof. Joey Image goes on Twitter and, tweets at people to make it look like he's been around forever. He's that idiot when every time a guy in wrestling dies, he makes it about himself. He puts up a marked picture of him and said person saying how long they've been friends. And he's, one of the reasons that pro wrestling's kind of an embarrassment. Someone took this kid's money, trained him. Well, they didn't spend a lot of time training him. But be that as it may, there's Devious, and if Devious just worked on his upper body, look at his size. He was a big cat. He just couldn't work a lick. I took his chain off him because his manager obviously didn't do it. Johnny D, let me bump like 10 minutes before that clothesline because I know this guy's dangerous. Whips Joey Image in. Oh, he does it again. This is not Kurt Hennig versus Bret Hart, folks. This is not Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Devious now cuts the ring in about an eighth, running tackle into the corner. They spent probably about an hour and a half calling this in the back. This is part one of the two matches I'm going to show you. I just had to show this one because how unsafe was that? Good Lord. The best thing about this match is Alicia, and she's on the outside. Oh, what's he going to do now? What the hell is this? Double underhook. Good Lord, hold on. Oh my God. That's the dreaded side, the pile driver to the side of the dude's face. Good Lord. Let me choke him out, too, after I just nearly decapitated him. Unfortunately for Devious, he didn't hurt him. I don't mean that in a vicious way. Just Joey Image kept wrestling after this. This is before his final 5 retirement. Johnny D having to pull his man Devious back. Talking to the camera, going after the ABC Pro Wrestling Championship. This is what the name of this promotion. ABC Pro Wrestling, the name was given. Let me just fast forward here to the match I want to. La 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 la. I'm checking on Joey Image. Good Lord knows why I care. This is the match I wanted to show you. This is going to be the Dead Presidents against the SAT. There's the Dead Presidents. Kind of a cool name. Boogaloo and Low Ryda. Boogaloo, famous for teaming up with Homicide as the Natural Born Killers in early Ring of Honor, USA Pro, UXW, ICW. There's Boogaloo with his little brother, Low Ryda. Low Ryda looked like a good lightweight, but he just couldn't put it together. But I just fucking know about that shit. Low Ryda now going over all his spots in the match to me. Make sure he doesn't forget him. See, I look good here, too. God, I was in shape. I'm in decent shape now. Anyway, this is ABC Pro Wrestling, promoted by the Pool Shark. Jimmy Hustler was the promoter of this. Another one of those guys who had to open up his own fed because he never got booked. But we let sleeping dogs lie. Jimmy Hustler died actually later this year of a heart attack. I think October. There's the SAT. I'm going to get to them in a minute. But Jimmy Hustler passed away from a heart attack. He had a bad kicker because he lived on a diet of McDonald's and Newports. That's all the guy ate and smoked. But anyone who knew Jimmy Hustler liked him. He was a goof that refused to believe it. SAT's in the ring now, Jose and Joel. And for those of you watching this for the first time who don't know the SATs, this was like, I think they were before their time. Years before their time. Like if they were around now, they'd easily be in AEW or NXT without a shadow of a doubt. They were also two friends of mine. I'm doing it again, holding up the belts with one arm. The referee should never hold both belts up with one arm. I don't know, that's a rule of mine. But however I did it. It's for the ABC Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Maybe it's a USA Pro Tag Team Championship. Jimmy Hustler would do that. He would, whenever he did run shows. Fast start. Make sure you push the referee out of the way, you big goof. There's Jose now. Ducks a clothesline. Hurrah-rana. SAT, Jose and Joel, they used to wrestle in big red jumpsuits with SAT on the background. Then they started eating their Wheaties, the steroid-flavored Wheaties. And they got some size, and they got some tights, and they started looking good. And they were in Ring of Honor at the beginning of Ring of Honor. They also, like me, could not get along with the booker, Gabe Sapolsky, who was the most abrasive jerk I ever met in wrestling. Gabe, if you're out there, I don't hate you anymore, but you were horrible to be around. But not that big of an idiot, but a guy who, sold programs and held the handheld camera for RF video at ECW, thought he was a big-time promoter, and that just wasn't the case. He used to talk to people, like we weren't humans. A lot of guys back then were marks. They were happy to work for $50 and be talked about on websites to work for certain promotions, but eventually you start working, you go, you know what, I'm tired of the starving artist routine. Nice double team work. I'm tired of the starving artist routine. I'd like some signed lithographs. We're not in this for... it's a two-way street, and it's there's a lot into it. I just opened up Pandora's box. That's another story for another time. But the SAT now, cutting the ring in half, taking on Boogaloo. But all four of these guys, mainly the SAT and Boogaloo, were part of the USA Pro ICW, or at that time UCW, kind of clique. Frank Goodman and Jack Sabbath. Frank Goodman, the more respected of the two, were the main promoters in New York City, the main independent wrestling promoters in New York City after ECW died, 2001, 2002. And a lot of people will talk smack about Jack Sabbath, and rightfully so. Always canceling shows and being a mark and paying guys too much or paying guys too little. But his shows were pretty hot in 2001. It's weird. 9/11 was like a curse for him because he ran a show. It was actually September 14th, 2001. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a big hype show. 9/11 scared the hell out of everybody, obviously. And he might have had 70 people show up, 70 fans show up. It wasn't a good time. And he never regained the momentum he had before that. Because USA Pro and ICW would run the Madhouse of Extreme, the Queen's Elks Lodge, and fill the place up too. Low Ryda, he knew a thing or two, but he really didn't know how to work too well. He was good at cutting the ring off. That's a good tag team maneuver right there. Him and Boogaloo at least matched. Just everybody had kick pads then. They probably still do now. Nobody had boots back then. Nobody. 5 people. But cutting the ring off, looking good. And SAT, though, yeah, like I said, they were way ahead of their time. Jersey All-Pro, Pro Wrestling Unplugged, CZW, and as I said, Ring of Honor, USA. But they worked everywhere. ECWA. They were around today. You'd be watching them on TNT because they'd be on Dynamite. They look good. Jose, who's in the ring now, kicking the crap out of Low Ryda. Later on, left wrestling and became a preacher, or a priest. And just retired, cut his hair, and, he's doing good. He's got kids now, I think. So you can't be a priest and have kids. How does it work? I don't know. I know nothing about religion. I know that Jesus was around and died. Let's see, it's 2021, so he died 2021 years ago, right? I'm probably so wrong on all this. I'm just going to shut up and talk about what I do know. Notice I just picked on myself. Silence. But anyway, Jose left, and then Joel replaced him with their little brother, Wilson, who, was what he was, but he just wasn't Jose. Jose and Joel were the team. See? Quick tags, in and out. Jose and Joel trained by Mikey Whipwreck. Mikey Whipwreck had a lot to do with their training. But then they picked up a lot on the way, There it is. I love they cut the ring off. They're making me work because I'm having to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That could blow up a ref just as bad as anything else. Just as bad as running ropes. Because we're yelling at the top of our lungs. Jose right there said, "Bring it, Boogaloo." Gotta miss you, Boogaloo. Boogaloo, wherever you are, hope you're doing great. Miss you, love you. He was fun to be around. Nice Northern Lights. Low Ryda was better than I gave him credit for. Low Ryda, the one thing Low Ryda was bad at was bumping. if like if a big guy came in, gave him a boot, he never sold anything times giant. He just sold the same way, everything the same way for everybody. You know, not a lot of guys knew psychology. If the big show gives you a punch, you better sell it times giant. He'd sell it just like he sold that one, you know. But, God, this must be, yeah, it is. It's the old Ace Wrestling build. Nice! That was a nice inverted DDT. Quick tag, get out of the ring. This is the old AWA building. No, not the Vern Gagne AWA, the independent AWA in New Jersey. In Union City. This is actually on like the 3rd or 4th floor of an apartment building. It was a bitch to get to, and I'm surprised they had any fans because you had to like go up a few flights of stairs. But the building looked good for like if you wanted to sell like DVDs or like wanted to have TV. This would be a good spot to do it because it looked good. You see the lights look good. The ring looks decent. Nice tag move. That was decent enough. Better than what you see a lot of guys do. Smart, wily veteran maneuver, grabbing the rope. Joel ran in anyway. SATs put a lot of work into their tag team like look and their music. Again, they didn't get credit for it. And anyone who's watching this, if any of the boys are watching this, the best hangout, the best people to hang out with driving around on the Indies were the SAT. They had their own secret language. They had their own dialect. They had their own... They were just hilarious. There was like 15 SAT brothers, too. Remember Dan Moff one time went, how the hell does your parents take care of you? Mafia. My dad's an electrician. He makes great money. God, I miss you, Joel. Joel used to get picked on for never being in shape. And, you know, say what you want, but... God, Doug Gentry's doing the camera work. And Doug, I miss you. You're gone. But what the hell, dude? Jesus Christ. Are we on a fault line? What you saw right there, kids, try not to push the referee. I mean, you kind of get away with it now, but make the referee look like he's important. Didn't even make that one a falsie. Cuts him off with a clothesline there. Boogaloo, I think, became a cop. Became something. He got a great job, and that's why he left the Indies. Can't blame him. I mean, you wish he was still here because everyone just liked him personally. I don't know how long this match has got, so we're going to do a little fast-forward job here. There we go. Puts him right back in the side headlock. ABC Pro. You see in the background, Lowlife Louis Ramos is actually the commentator for this. Lowlife Louis Ramos. Everybody, he's the only guy in the Indies that I don't know anyone that doesn't like him. You could talk smack about his wrestling or lack thereof, but as a guy, literally everybody loves him. Everybody. Jose now, what is going on? Oh, it's because I have the fast forward on. Jose now getting out of this side headlock into a jawbreaker, but Boogaloo's right in his corner. Low Ryda cuts the ring off. See, it's good tag team wrestling. Cut the ring off. Ref, get it. There you go. Oh, my God. I almost put him in a front face lock. At this time, mainly the four of us. I'll count Low Ryda in it. We pretty much worked with each other every weekend from 2001 till this point. This is March 4th, 2006. 2001, nice. Ooh, that was a nice cutter off the top. Nice tag team maneuver. Hooks the inside leg that never works. 2000. Now, don't start with me, Boogaloo. Or Low Ryda. Is that Low Ryda? 2001 to 2005 was the hub. The Northeast was the hub of independence. You had everything cooking. JAP, CZW, ROH, USA Pro, Pro Wrestling Unplugged. Pro Wrestling Unplugged went into 06, 07, 08. So did JAP. But this was about the time it was starting to die, the Indies, slowly. The buzz was gone. Because ECW had now... See, I didn't want to do that. Joel with the tag in. Nice Mexican style wrestling right there. But at this point, ECW had been gone for 5 years. God, it's crazy to think it's been gone for 20 now. But ECW had been gone for 5 years, and like the nostalgia wore off. Now it's like, oh, ECW, that thing that used to be. Not ECW, man, but I miss it. Yeah, it was missed here, but I don't know, it was just different. ECW guys who were on the indies at this point were starting to come into their own, or they weren't former ECW wrestlers anymore. There was just a different feel, and it started to go here. This is when, 2006, when Vince McMahon brought back the WWECW and essentially killed it. Low Ryda going to the top rope. What's he going to go for? Hurricanrana off the top into a pinning combination. Kind of seemed like Mexican-style tag team wrestling here where no one really sells anything, but it's okay. If that makes any sense. Now, Low Ryda's showing some good offense. Oh, nice. I love that move that Joel always did. Is that it? I think that's it. No, Boogaloo's going to come in and say, no, son. I don't know how long this match is either. I'm seeing this for the first time. This is take 2 of this match, by the way. I did it before, and I didn't have something on the phone correctly. I'm so glad I got in that Joey image part. Was that the finish? Did I miss it? We're going to go back and take a look here. There's the driver. What did I miss? This is live as hell. Because I'm taping it. Ah, there it is. It's a disqualification. He came in with the belt. You can't use the belt as a weapon. Boogaloo did it. He didn't want to job and take the Spanish Fly from the top rope. That's another reason why I did this. I thought they did the Spanish Fly. Spanish Fly is one of the best tag team finishing maneuvers you'll ever see. I wouldn't want to take it, but... Jose Joel, I love you. But they get out of it with a disqualification. Dead Presidents against the SAT. Pretty good match. I got to get an older SAT match. You guys will really enjoy it. But this one was cool to see, too. This was like version 2 of the SATs. They only tagged for a few more years after this. And then, as I said, Jose left. But the SAT are going to hold on to the ABC Pro / USA Pro / ICW Tag Team Championships. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Joel and I, we'd always have conversations, and then we just put, does he shake my... Yeah, he does. Jose pushed me or something. Winner! Good tag match. All right, well, for Sean Wiggins, I'm Sean Wiggins. I hope you enjoyed another Wiggy Time on the Fly SAT version. And signing off, and don't forget to keep in touch with yourselves. Deuces.